It all started with a single click. That tiny moment, so ordinary, would set off a chain of events I'd never forget. I was scrolling through a hostel booking site, eyes wide at the possibilities for my next Thai adventure. Each listing was a doorway to a new story, a new set of faces, a new city to explore. A bed in Chiang Mai for just $3 about £2.50. The price was so low it almost felt like a joke, a dare from the universe. Was it a hidden gem or a disaster waiting to happen? My mind raced with possibilities, both good and bad. The broke backpacker in me screamed, "Do it!" This was the kind of deal you bragged about to friends back home. The sensible part whispered warnings of bedbugs and stolen passports. I could almost hear my parents' voices echoing in my head, urging caution. My heart pounded as I imagined dirty rooms, broken lockers, and bathrooms untouched by bleach. The images in my mind were vivid: peeling paint, flickering lights, and the faint smell of damp. Could I trust a place that cost less than a pint back home? It seemed almost too good, or too risky, to be true. But then, I thought about the stories I'd have to tell. The best adventures, after all, rarely start with playing it safe. True travel is about pushing boundaries and embracing the unknown. It's about saying yes to the unexpected, even when your nerves tell you to run. This hostel was the ultimate unknown, a challenge I couldn't resist. It was a test of my adventurous spirit, a leap of faith into the heart of backpacker life. So, I clicked book now. My finger hovered for a split second, then pressed down. There was no going back. The confirmation email arrived instantly. No turning back. My fate was sealed with a digital ping. I'd committed to the cheapest bed in Thailand. My mind buzzed with excitement and a tinge of fear. As the date drew closer, nerves crept in. I found myself second-guessing, wondering if I'd made a huge mistake. Online reviews were a mixed bag. Some called it a backpacker's paradise, others a nightmare. The uncertainty only added to the thrill. I decided to go in with an open mind and zero expectations. After all, the best memories are made when you least expect them. I packed my sleeping bag liner, a padlock, and a healthy dose of optimism. I threw in a small flashlight, just in case, and a notebook to capture every moment. I was ready to find out if this gamble would pay off. The anticipation was electric. Every step toward the unknown felt like a victory over my own doubts. I wasn't after luxury. I wanted raw, unfiltered experience. I craved the kind of travel that left you with stories, not souvenirs. I was choosing the path less traveled, ready for whatever came my way. The gamble was made. I was all in. All that was left was to show up and see for myself. The adventure was about to begin, and I could feel the world opening up in front of me. Would this £2.50 hostel be a disaster or the start of something unforgettable? Only time would tell, but I was ready to find out. The tuk-tuk rattled to a stop in a narrow alley, its engine sputtering as if exhausted from weaving through the chaos of Bangkok's streets. The driver grinned, gesturing for me to hop out, and I stepped into a world that felt both foreign and electric. The air was thick with the scent of sizzling street food, mingling with sweet incense and the distant tang of exhaust. Vendors called out in rapid Thai, their stalls overflowing with skewers, noodles, and mysterious fruits. A faded sign read, "Happy House." It didn't look happy, peeling paint, crooked letters, and a door that creaked on its hinges. Still, it promised shelter, and maybe a story or two. I hoisted my backpack, feeling the weight of both anticipation and nerves, and stepped inside, heart pounding with the thrill of the unknown. The reception was chaos. Common room, kitchen, and living room all in one. A jumble of laughter, clattering dishes, and the hum of different languages blending together. Dim light filtered through dusty windows, a single fan spun lazily overhead, and backpackers sprawled on worn cushions, swapping stories or dozing off after long journeys. A smiling Thai woman greeted me. "Sawazdika, you are Will?" Her warmth cut through my uncertainty, making me feel instantly welcome. She handed me a key with a practiced gesture. "Room 3, upstairs. Shoes off, please." Her voice was gentle but firm, a reminder of the customs I was about to embrace. I slipped off my boots and joined the mountain of footwear by the door, each pair a silent testament to the travelers who'd passed through before me. The walls were covered in notes, flags, and maps, a tapestry of travel memories layered with scribbled advice, inside jokes, and dreams left behind. Despite the shabbiness, the place buzzed with energy. alive with the possibility of new friendships and unexpected adventures. It felt lived in, authentic and full of soul, like a home built by countless hands and stories. A guy with dreadlocks and a guitar nodded. "Welcome, mate." He offered me a cold Chang beer, the universal symbol of camaraderie among travelers. Instantly, I felt at ease, the tension in my shoulders melting away as laughter echoed around me. The atmosphere was communal, friendly, and a little dysfunctional, in the best way. Strangers became friends over shared meals and stories. My initial fears melted away, replaced by excitement and a sense of belonging I hadn't expected to find so quickly. I was exactly where I needed to be, surrounded by people chasing the same sense of wonder. The adventure had truly begun, and I couldn't wait to see where it would take me next. I climbed the creaky stairs to room 3, each step echoing with the stories of travelers who come before me. The air was thick with the scent of old wood and distant spices, a reminder that I was far from home. 8 metal bunks lined the walls, a single window letting in the humid air, and the constant hum of tiny fans working overtime to keep us cool. My top bunk was as basic as they come. Thin mattress, lumpy pillow, and a threadbare blanket that had seen better days. It wasn't luxury, but it was mine for the night. Thankfully, I had my sleeping bag liner, a small comfort that made the unfamiliar bed feel a bit more like my own. A big metal locker below the bunk was perfect for my valuables, passport, camera, and a few precious snacks. My dorm mates were a global mix, each with their own story, their own journey. There was a quiet Japanese girl sketching in her notebook, lost in her art and thoughts. 2 loud Germans sat cross-legged on their bunks, planning their route with animated gestures and bursts of laughter. An Argentine traveler methodically repacked her bag, her focus unwavering as she sorted through her belongings. We exchanged smiles and quiet greetings, a silent agreement that we were all in this together. There's an unspoken code in dorms: respect, quiet, and the occasional shared story whispered after lights out. That first night, I listened to the hostel's unique soundtrack, fans spinning, distant music from the street below, and the soft snores of exhausted travelers. It wasn't silent, but it was peaceful, a gentle reminder that I wasn't alone, even in a strange city. Sharing a room with strangers felt oddly comforting, like being part of a temporary family built on trust and curiosity. We were all chasing adventure, making our money stretch as far as it could go, swapping tips and stories about the road ahead. In that £2.50 bed, surrounded by fellow wanderers, I felt connected to a global tribe of dreamers and explorers. I closed my eyes, letting the sounds and energy of the hostel lull me to sleep, ready for whatever tomorrow would bring. This was backpacking at its core, a patchwork of people, places, and moments stitched together by the spirit of adventure. The true heart of Happy House was the common area. Mismatched furniture, hammocks, and low tables. Everyone gathered here. Mornings meant instant coffee and maps. Evenings brought laughter, music, and cheap beer. The kitchen was cramped, but let us cook communal meals. Pasta, curry, whatever we could pool together. These shared meals created a sense of family. Bathrooms were basic, 2 wet rooms, unpredictable water, always flip-flops required. It wasn't glamorous, but it worked. The staff were kind, always ready with a smile or a food tip. Fellow travelers became friends, sharing tips and looking after each other's stuff. The real value was the community, something you can't put a price on. This was the soul of hostel life. Stepping outside was stepping into Chiang Mai's vibrant chaos. Street food vendors, monks in saffron robes, mopeds weaving by. The air was a mix of garlic, mango, jasmine, and exhaust. The hostel's location was its secret weapon. Quiet, but minutes from the action. Temples, markets, and street food were all within walking distance. I could rent a bike for £1 or hop a songthaew for pennies. The city was mine to explore. The food was unbeatable. Khao soy from a cart, pad thai at a family restaurant, fruit shakes on every corner. I ate like a king for next to nothing. The hostel was the perfect base for adventure. Every day was a sensory overload, in the best way. Living like a millionaire on a backpacker's budget. This was the real taste of Thailand. Let's be honest, £2.50 hostels aren't always easy. Cleanliness was hit or miss, bathrooms were always wet, and dust gathered in corners. You had to lower your standards and embrace the rustic. Comfort was minimal, thin mattresses, lumpy pillows, hot dorms. Sleep was elusive. Earplugs and eye masks were essential. Privacy? Forget it. You lived in full view of strangers. But the price was unbeatable. My budget stretched for weeks. I spent on experiences, not just a bed. The social atmosphere was the real reward. I met amazing people, explored together, and shared meals. The hostel became a home, not just a place to sleep. Friendships formed in that chaotic common room were priceless. The discomforts faded, the memories and connections lasted. This was the true currency of travel. Living local brought constant surprises. The bum gun in the bathroom was a revelation, strange at first but soon preferred. The kindness of Thai people was humbling. Ploy, the owner, treated us like family, sharing food, advice and care. One day, she fussed over a cut on my foot, making sure I was okay. The Thai concept of sanok, finding fun in everything, was infectious. Street vendors sang, tuk-tuk drivers decorated their rides, everyone smiled. I learned to relax and enjoy the moment. One night, Ploy's uncle spent an hour helping me plan a visa run, asking nothing in return. These small acts of kindness defined my experience. They don't make the guidebooks, but they're unforgettable. This was the real heart of Thailand. If you're diving into ultra-budget hostels, be prepared. Pack a sleeping bag liner. It's your clean personal barrier. Bring a solid padlock for your locker and valuables. Earplugs and an eye mask are lifesavers for sleep. Go in with low expectations and an open mind. Don't expect luxury. Expect a bed and a place to stash your stuff. Flexibility and a sense of humor are essential. Embrace the chaos and laugh at the inconveniences. The best part? The people. Spend time in the common area. Say hello, join a meal or a game. Share tips and stories. You'll make friends and get the best advice. The community is the real reward. Hostel life is about connection, not comfort. That's where the magic happens. So was the £2.50 hostel worth it? Absolutely. It stripped travel to its essentials, a bed, a community, and a base for adventure. I learned patience, adaptability, and humility. I connected with people I'd never have met in a hotel. I saw the real Chiang Mai, not just the tourist version. These experiences changed me. This style of travel isn't for everyone, and that's okay. But if you crave adventure and connection, I can't recommend it enough. The savings, the stories, the friendships, they were worth every discomfort. Imagine yourself there, sharing a beer in the common room, waking up to the buzz of possibility. This is the magic of backpacking, finding the extraordinary in the ordinary. If you feel the spark, join us. The world is waiting and the adventure is just beginning.